Hello, and welcome back to Mr. Anderson Plays Virtue's Last Reward. Last time, we were trying to figure out who killed Clover. And while it seems like Clover's dead, I don't think Clover is dead. I think we're having a Schrodinger's cat moment. It seems likely that Clover killed her. Seems likely that Dio did it. I think it was Dio who initially started the problem. Or it was Clover who initially started the problem. Dio came in afterwards and didn't kill her, and Kay came in afterwards and tried to resuscitate her. But let me see. I think it's Clover because she's the only one with a motive. What makes you think so? Luna could have been alive after Clover left the room. Dio and Kay both went in the room after Clover. Either of them could have killed Luna too. The footage alone isn't enough to tell us who the killer is. But if we take one other thing into account, then the case against Clover gets a lot stronger. And what is that element? Dio's behavior at the White Doors. Kay wanted us to enter the White Doors. I told him I wouldn't leave 3 people to die. Do you remember what Dio said? Use your fucking head for once. You're going to get us killed. He obviously knew that only you and I would be going through the door. Do you get it? Yeah, he knew he had Luna's bracelet. Which means he also knew Luna was dead. Is that what you're getting at? Exactly. If he didn't know she was dead, he never would have said that. The moment Kay suggested we go through the doors, he would have brought it up. That's impossible. How are they supposed to get through without Luna? But he didn't even mention her. Like he didn't expect her to be there. Why would he do that? I can only think of 2 reasons. Oh, well. One, that when Dio entered that room, Luna was already dead. Or 2, he killed Luna himself. The second one doesn't seem likely, though. If Dio had killed Luna, he probably would have made a point to hide that. I'm guessing he probably would have asked where she was. Where's Luna? Sigma and Phi won't be able to get through the White Doors without her. He seems like the kind of guy who'd go out of his way to feign ignorance of a crime he committed. In this case, though, he said nothing. That doesn't clear him, of course, but it does make it a lot less likely that he was the killer. If he was the killer, then we're left with only one other option. When Dio entered the room, Luna was already dead. Yeah, that's how I see it. Interesting. That's pretty much what I thought too. And it does seem like Clover had a motive. Yeah, you mean what Alice noticed? Yes. The movement of the AB rooms convinced Alice that Luna had killed that old woman. Once Clover realized that, she probably started to think that Luna had killed Alice to keep her from telling anyone else the truth. She probably led Luna to the crew quarters to confront her. Maybe she hoped seeing Alice's corpse would cause Luna to confess. Maybe she knew something we don't. But Clover didn't get what she wanted. Luna didn't confess. Then, during her interrogation, something happened. It's hard to say what. Luna might have said something that set Clover off. Or maybe she admitted to a crime she didn't commit just to get Clover to stop. Whatever it was, something happened that drove Clover to murder. We still don't know if she was actually murdered, though. When did Clover get the injection gun? I would guess after she went through the yellow door. She would have been exploring the infirmary with Alice and Kay. That seems the most likely place to find it. Anyway, this is all just theory, right? We don't have any proof. Keep it quiet, okay? Yeah, I know. And last time we also saw security footage showing Sigma with white hair. Maybe we're not as young as we think we are. Oh, there's one last thing. Was there any other footage that showed anything? No. Nothing to tell us where Clover, Temuyuji, and Quark went. And nothing about the old woman or Alice's murders either. So Zero Senior's identity. Still unknown. Okay. Well, let's go find Clover. I guess we're not going to know the truth unless we get straight from the horse's mouth. I wonder if Clover's even alive. She is. She has to be. I sure hope so. Possibly. I think she is. Who would really killed her? Though we don't know that for sure, because the last time we saw her was walking out of the crew quarters. I'm getting kind of exasperated. Kind of frustrated and anxious to see the end of this game. It's far too long with far too much padding, to be honest with you. It is good. Just a little too long. It's like one of those movies that are just like 3 hours long and they didn't have to be 3 hours long. It's sort of like Avatar. I think Avatar is around 3 hours long. Didn't need to be 3 hours long. A lot of filler. Well, people should be showing up here because the AB game's about to start. No one's here. Yeah. Alright, let's start looking. Well, we'll go through the crew quarters and work our way through towards the elevator. Got it? Yeah. More wandering through tunnels. Like, we need to know that the door opened. Come on. I beat Death Stranding. It was really good. You guys should play it. You search rooms 1 and 2, and I'll take 3 and 4. Got it. Didn't we already do this? I guess that's when we were looking for the body in 2, 3, and 4. Anyone who says Death Stranding was a bad game, any reviewer at least, did not play the game. Alice. Sorry, I'm going off track. Luna. The most horrible thing about death is how it turns a person into a thing. It's a thing that looks like your friend, but it's not them anymore. Just this strange, cold shell. And every time you look at it, you feel a little of that coldness creeping in around the edges of your soul. Seeing death puts a heavy ball of lead in your stomach that just sits there, poisoning you. I turned and left the room. I really think that Luna's not dead. No good. There's no one in 3 or 4. What about yours? Same. Nobody in them. Except Alice and Luna. The lead ball pressed against the inside of my abdomen. I leaned back against the wall and let out a long, weary sigh. Whoa! Back up, girl. What's wrong? You need to get it together. What are we going to do? What are we doing right now? Looking for the others. Right. I know how you feel, but sitting around being miserable isn't going to help anybody. Let's go. Yeah, you're right. I turned and headed for the door at the far end. I heaved myself up off the wall and followed. The infirmary. I still think we have to use that IED for some AED, not IED, AED for some reason. See, we need to use that. Kickstart their heart. Oh, some blood on her finger. The first thing I felt was the strange cold sweat of terror. My stomach clenched in protest, pushing a wave of bile and nausea up into my throat. The lead ball turned into ice, and my legs began to tremble under its weight before they finally gave way and collapsed. They were dead. I could feel it the moment I looked at them, but I didn't want to believe it. They couldn't be dead. Perhaps they were just sleeping. The cool, limp feel of their skin under my shaking fingers dashed any hope I'd left. I wrapped a trembling hand around the end of the bed and hauled myself up onto it. Even when I closed my eyes, I could still see them. My heart hammered away at my ribs, and my chest felt so tight I could barely breathe. I forced myself to take long, deep breaths. Finally opened my eyes. What, that leaves one waifu now? Fi? They were in a blind spot. What? How come we can't see ourselves in the mirror? The security camera. Remember how we didn't see anything in real-time feed in the security room? Yeah, I guess the partition was in the way. Yeah. Where are their bracelets? They're handcuffed together. Yeah, whoever did this really didn't want them going anywhere. The chain's been looped around the pipe below the sink. They would have been trapped here with the doors closed. Why? Look. See the red marks on the wrists? They were trying to get the handcuffs off. So you're saying it wasn't one of them that did it? Probably not. There's a cut on Temuyuji's left hand. Probably a, trying to defend himself. Ooh. These went off. The wrist went off. It looks like it probably from a knife or something similar. Must have been deep. The blood on his clothes probably came from that wound. I don't see any others, at least. If this was the only one, it doesn't look fatal. I don't think he died from his cut. The penalty. Primary doors closed. They couldn't get to them. The needles in the bracelets activated, and someone handcuffed them so they couldn't get out. I would have tried to break the pipe off the wall. Yeah. You could see the marks on the wrists from where they were injected. The tuberculin must have killed them. Do you think that's why they were handcuffed to the sink? They wouldn't been able to get through the white doors without Quark. If someone wanted to use the penalty to kill them, they didn't need to tie them up. Yeah, you got a point. What's wrong? I take back what I just said. Find something? Yeah. Phi bent down to pick something up and handed it to me. A cyan bracelet. This was Quark's. So Quark's dead too. Correct. It has 9 BP too. There's no mistake. What is Quark's bracelet doing here? Wait, no, hold on. If Quark's bracelet is here, then that means your heart stops when your bracelet comes off. Not doing his voice today. No, this can't be happening. Not Quark. Hey, Sigma, calm down. Just because his bracelet's off doesn't mean Quark's dead. In fact, this could be good news. A ray of hope. Ray of hope? Yeah. If Quark still had his bracelet on, then he would have ended up like Temuyuji and Clover, but he's not wearing it. That means he might have managed to avoid getting injected with the tuberculin. Sorry, I can't pronounce that right. You mean the bracelet came off before the doors closed? Yeah. That's impossible. Zero Jr. just told us they only come off when your heart stops. Or when you escape. Maybe he got out then. Right. He's got 9 BP. Wait, so you're saying he escaped, then came back and left his bracelet here? No, that's not possible, too. Zero Jr. said the number 9 door only opens once. Even if he was able to get outside, he couldn't come back in. Why do you have to be so pessimistic? Because we've already been through the number 9 door, and we know what happens when we get past there. Have you actually seen Quark dead, huh? Have we searched everywhere yet? You need to think positive, Sigma. Reality is what we believe it to be. Really? So you're saying this is what we want it to happen? That's enough. Quark is definitely alive. He has to be. He has to be. I refuse to believe he isn't. I can't let an innocent kid like that get killed. I wanted to ask if she meant Clover and Temuyuji weren't innocent and had deserved to die, but swallowed my words. Fighting wasn't going to help us. All I could do was hope that Phi was right. Perhaps Quark was still alive. Because there would have been a lot of incest if we never got out and we had to repopulate. What are you doing? She actually felt rather ladylike with her legs closed. What are you doing? Oh, I'm sure there's feminists out there that are going to get upset because he's man-spreading. Examining their bodies. Temuyuji first. Why? Clues. What kind of clues? Blue's clues. To whom might have killed them? Finding Quark's bracelet tells us something. If the killer saw it, that would make for an obvious motive. With Quark's bracelet, Clover and Temuyuji would have been able to go through the white doors. The killer handcuffed them to the sink to prevent that. Right. That's my guess, at least. That's odd. What's wrong? I can't find anything. Huh? I should have found something. What? You remember when we ran into Temuyuji in the rec room? He spread her arrest with luminol. I'm sure I saw him pull out a spray bottle out of his pocket. Is that a spray bottle in your pocket? You're just happy to see me. No, really. How the hell did he fit that spray bottle into his pocket? And now you can't find it. Right. Do you think the killer took it? I don't know. Maybe to wash away the evidence? I'm going to take a look at Clover, too. Give me a minute. She probably hid it under her really short skirt. Vi knelt down next to Clover as she spoke. Began to gingerly examine her corpse. Get it, gingerly? She's a ginger. Then after a moment, I saw her hand stop. Look. See her right thigh? See her thigh? Doesn't it look like there's something written there? Yeah, it does. I'm sorry, I have to move your leg a little bit. Hello, baby. I mean, where would you put luminol here, too? It's written in blood. 016 or 910. Must be Temiyuji's. No, look. Oh yeah, she used her finger. 016 or 910. No, yeah, it would be 016 because she would be looking down. She wouldn't write it upside down on her thigh. What does it mean? Hang on. I feel like I've seen that somewhere. 016. 016. I know I've seen it somewhere. I don't think I've seen it. It's no use. Can't remember. Don't get my hopes up like that. Anyway, these numbers have to have something to do with the killer. She must have written them after she got hit with the soap-roll. There would have been a few minutes before she went all the way under, when she could have done something. I think she probably used those last minutes to tell the rest of us who killed her. Why write out numbers then? 016, huh? Maybe the only people who could have done it are Kay and Dio. Assuming it wasn't one of us, I mean. No, there's also Quark. I mean, I'm not saying he did it, just it's a possibility. But how would he force them to handcuff themselves to the sink, or handcuff them to the sink? Damn it. This is hopeless. I mean, he's an elementary school kid. Can't keep up anymore. Everything here is goddamn mystery. Like, what about the old woman we found? Who killed her, Dio? The movement of the AB rooms makes Luna seem most suspicious. But when would she have done it? And we don't have a good explanation for why she would have wrapped the knife in the handkerchief. And of course, now Luna's dead too. So who could have killed her? The footage from the security paired with Dio's behavior make Clover seem like the most likely suspect. But now we'll never know for sure. Alice's killer is a complete mystery. We don't know what the hell 016 is supposed to mean. We don't have any idea where Quark's gone. Or it could be old. What the hell does any of this mean? Who killed everyone? Was it Zero Senior? And who is Zero Senior? What the hell does he want? And why does this game even exist? And why did they kidnap us and bring us here? While we're at it, where is this? When is this? Mysteries, mysteries, mysteries. I feel like my head's about to explode. Please, Phi, give me something, anything. A clue, a hint, come on. You gotta have something. She had a fart. Or was it a queef? The luminol, huh? I think there's a very good chance someone took the spray out of Temiyuji's pocket. Okay, but how is that important? Well, let me ask you this. Why do you think they took it? So they could test for blood? Why would they need to do it? What would they need to do in order to do that? They just need to spray the bottle at whatever they want to test. That's it? No, you're right. Luminol reacts with organic compounds and glows, but the glow is really faint. So you need to make it dark. You have to turn off the lights in order to see if anything's glowing. And that would mean, what does it mean? The rec room. Okay. Or the security room. Fine, I raced for the door. We weren't sure what we'd find, but we knew where we were going. I had a feeling in my gut that whatever we found would be the breakthrough I'd been looking for. This is like a whodunit mystery. Who knows? I have a feeling there's a suicide in there somewhere. Come on. We get it. I guess they're just trying to build suspense with these kinds of moments. So this is the last ending before the true ending. Hopefully I did everything right. I don't know. For the most part, I think I did all the puzzles on hard. No, I didn't. The first puzzle I didn't do on hard. I have to do the first puzzle on hard. That's how you get like the secret, super secret bonus. There's more luminol right there. So someone stabbed Kay in the back, and then someone speared Dio. Everything in my head ground to a halt. Even after all I've seen in the room full of corpses had profound effect. Now the only one that could have done this if it wasn't them was Quark, because that's the only one left. It was such a ridiculous thought that before I could stop myself I laughed. That laugh made me think. Was laughter in this situation a defensive response designed to protect a brain from constant emotional bombardment? Yeah, most people make jokes or laugh when they're uncomfortable. They say that right before an animal dies, it feels a moment of comfort. Right before death, the brain releases a huge amount of endorphins into the bloodstream. Pain is only a warning signal meant to help the body avoid death. But when death becomes a certainty, pain no longer has any use. In fact, that loss of pain can lead to incredible feats on the edge of death. Let's say that two species of animal come under attack from some overwhelming force. All of them are severely wounded near death. Species A feels pain, but Species B doesn't. The horrible pain felt by Species A prevents them from moving, but because they feel no pain, some of Species B will manage to drag their wounded bodies to safety and survive. As a result, Species A is eliminated, and only Species B manages to survive. This process of natural selection has been repeated for thousands, no, millions of years. All creatures that walk the face of the earth are descendants from Species B. I am no exception. That's why I can look at a room full of corpses and laugh. The genes I've been given by a million years of evolutions have changed my fear into ecstasy. That's a strong word. I guess this means you and I are the only survivors. Don't make me keep saying it. Quark's still out there somewhere. Yeah, you're right. He is still out there. So that would mean he killed them. I mean, you said yourself that there was no way there was a 10th uninvited player out there when Alice was killed. And we've also refuted the possibility of Zero Senior being the 10th person. There is no 10th person. The only people alive are you, me, and Quark. That means you're being ridiculous. Look at their bodies. There's an axe buried in Kay's back, and the spear has been thrust all the way through Dio's stomach. Do you really think that a child Quark's size could do that? Alright then. Are you saying you killed them? Are you insane? And just when I've done that. I've been with you this whole time. She was right. After the end of the second round of the AB game, Fi and I hadn't been out of each other's sight. We'd gone through the white door, explored the security office, solved puzzles, all of it together. Maybe the robots killed everyone. No, wait. There had been one time. One time I wasn't watching. The few minutes in the security office when I rested on the couch. Could she have snuck out then? Good point. The rec room and security offices weren't that far away from one another, and you don't know how long you've been out for. If the round trip took about a minute, and she'd killed them in 4 minutes, then the whole thing would have only taken 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes, huh? Just how long had I been out? No, that wasn't really right. I hadn't really been out. I just felt like everything was being fast-forwarded, probably because my mental process speed had dropped. But how long have I been like that? It's sort of like the Golden Wind stand ability. It might have only felt like a few seconds to me, but it could have been much longer. This game makes me understand Golden Wind now. And where had something like that, like mental processing speed dropping, come from? A stand. Radical 6. Hey, what you doing there, Fi? Checking their bodies like before? Decided to start with Dio. Find anything? Yeah, 2 things actually. Oh, take a look at this. The knife? Myrmidon, so did Dio kill Alice? A knife? Yeah, there's something engraved on the blade too. Myrmidons. Is that the name of the manufacturer? Don't know. It's not a name I've ever heard of before. But look at the handle. You've seen it before, right? This is the knife that was stabbed in Alice's chest. Right. From the looks of it, I guess the blade is about 15 centimeters long. I'd say it's probably about 3 centimeters tall and 3 millimeters wide. I think I've heard those numbers before. Wound cavity, 150 millimeters. Wound length, 30 millimeters. Wound width, 3 millimeters. Yeah, that's it. When Luna scanned the old woman's body, those were the numbers it gave us for the wound. So Dio killed Alice and the old woman. Or Kane, I could say, Kurashiki. Alright, well, wound cavity would be the depth of the wound. Wound length would be how long from the top to the bottom. And wound width would be how wide the flat end of the wound is. In other words, those numbers describe the size and shape of the wound, right? Remember, when making cuts of meat or fruit, to use the flat side of your blade to scrape the extras into whatever bowl you're using or plate you're using, to keep from dulling the blade, of course. Right. So if they match, then that means the knife was used to kill the old woman. Well, I was just eyeballing those measurements, so we can't be sure. Still, why does Dio have it? He must have gotten it from Alice. I know that. What I mean is, why did he take it? Did he want to destroy the evidence? Maybe he was the one who killed Alice. That would match up with what we saw. No, wait. Hold on a second. I'm getting confused here. Alice would have had the knife first, right? She picked it up when we found it wrapped in the handkerchief next to the AB room. Right. So Dio took it from her and stabbed her? If that's what happened, why didn't he just take the knife then? Why leave it for us to see, then come back and get it later? Well, we can look into that more later. First, I want you to have a look at something else. Don't you remember what I said? I found two things. There was a knife and... this. Oh, yeah. It's the key for the back of his head. Luna had that, didn't it? This is that key. What do you mean, that key? We found it in Golem Bay, or Alice had it? Who had it, Alice or Luna? Didn't have any idea what it was for then, though. But Alice said it might be important, so she hang on to it just in case. Alice had it, so Alice should have had this, right? Yeah. Now Dio's got it. So when Dio took the knife, he also took Kay's key? Wait. Kay's key? Oh man, you mean you couldn't figure it out from the shape? What do you mean? Get over here. A picture's worth 1,000 words. Let me show you. She walked over to Kay's head and knelt down on one knee and pointed to the back of it. You remember this, right? Oh yeah. So that's it. It unlocks the suit, right? Yeah. Let's give it a shot. Here we go, guys. Finally. Before I had the time to prepare myself, Fi shoved the key into the slot and twisted. But... it's no good. Can't get it open. Maybe the suit is powered and it needs to be on in order to open it. But with this axe in here, you're saying it shortened the suit or something. I think so. At any rate, the key fits perfectly. I don't have any doubts for removing Kay's suit. Do you think Dio knew that when he took it? I wonder. So I guess we'll never know what his face really looks like. Yeah, we will. We saw that it looked a lot like Sigma. Yeah, no way we can get that mask off without our bare hands. I wonder who he was. Well, I still haven't checked him over. Well, let's have a look. Maybe we'll find something that tells us who he is. Why don't we just try taking the axe out of his back? She'd only been searching for a few seconds before she stopped and pulled something out of Kay's robes. Look, what is it? A spray bottle with luminol in it. Maybe Kay used the luminol on Dio. That's the one Temuji had. Yeah. Then what does that mean? Kay was the one who handcuffed them to the sink? We don't know yet. Why not? Kay might have taken the spray from Temuji after he died. It's possible he made it through the white doors before we did. Went to the infirmary and got this. Anyway, there's something I want to see. Turn off the lights. Are you going to check for a luminol reaction? Yeah. If Kay used the spray before he died, we might still be able to see it. There's blood everywhere in here, though. That's okay. If he didn't spray it, there won't be a reaction from any of it. Come on. Alright, do it. Use the light switch. Done. Thanks. Just like as I thought. Look, Dio's left wrist. Looks like a bukkake party happened in here then. The underside of his bracelet is glowing. Exactly. But why? Because there's traces of blood on it. Whose blood? We've seen 5 people with serious bleeding. The old woman, Alice, Temiuchi, and those 2 here. I'm disinclined to think that Dio or Kei's blood, though. That's Dio or Kei's blood, though. See, if you look at it, it's been wiped off. Except for the luminol, the bracelet looks clean. He killed the old woman. Why would someone wipe blood off a bracelet after being hit with an axe or stabbed with a spear, and then spray with luminol? Doesn't make sense. Then that leaves the old woman, Alice, and Temiuchi. Right. Oh, okay. I was like, what the fuck's going on? Do you remember what Temiuchi said to us in this room? Can I see the other side of your bracelets? Please, just do it. Maybe Dio killed them. Temiuchi had figured out that one of the bracelets would have blood on it. That would have meant he was looking for Alice's blood or the old woman's. I wonder which it was. No idea. Old woman. But whatever the case, Temiuchi seemed to think that whoever had this bracelet was Zero Senior. Just relax, okay? That's all I needed to know. What? Neither of you is Zero Senior. Are you saying that's because there wasn't any reaction from the luminol? Yup. Whoa, wait. Are you saying that Dio is Zero Senior? So here's how it goes. Temiuchi found out that Dio killed the old woman with spraying him with the luminol. He, in return, handcuffed Clover and Temiuchi to the sink and left him to die. I don't know. But who killed Luna? I don't know. The one thing I can say for sure is that there's a possibility that Dio killed the other 6 victims. Then who killed Dio? Kei, perhaps? After he was attacked, he used the last of his strength. That would make sense. Another descendant of the species B. Huh? Nothing. Forget about it. Anyway, if Zero Senior was Dio, then all of this would be over. This awful game would be over. Could just be automated. Ambidex gates have been opened. Who opened the gates? What? What the hell is happening? That's impossible. Quark? Quark opened the gate. No, it was Luna. Whatever, we need to get back to Floor A warehouse. Hurry. I know, I'm coming. It was Luna. Luna opened up the gates. But wait. She wouldn't have had the key to open the gate, though. Unless she stole one of the keys from one of the other people. Because we never gave her a key. She might have taken the key from one of the dead bodies. But it would have had to have been from Kei or Dio. I think we have a Schrodinger's cat moment. I think Luna's alive. I don't think she's dead. Well, you're not going to show us every door opening in between us and, you know, where we just were? Oh man, how would we have known they went through those areas? Damn it, there's no one here. Did they run off? No, they're in the room. Why would they run away? Hell if I know. How the hell did Quark open an AB gate anyway? Without a star key, he shouldn't have been able to get it open. We must have taken one from Dio or Kei before we got to the rec room. We know they went through a white door. Remember? We saw the footage in the security office. That means they had a star key, just like we did. But you didn't find one, you searched them, right? Right. Well, maybe Quark's a suspect after all then. You should write him off because he's a kid. Maybe he knows how to use a lance or an axe. That's impossible. You're being an idiot. It's much more likely he found the keycard after they died. Oh, She's got a soft spot for kids. Alright, let's go find him. Any ideas where to look? Nothing. How on earth would I know where he might be? There's one place I'd like to check out. Come on. Do you know something I don't? Ah, the room Dio and Kay investigated. Right. Aren't you curious? Of course. Besides, Quark might be in there. Alright, let's move. The door says director's office. Probably belongs to the director. I hope it's one of these. I hope it has one of those chairs. Chairs? You know, the folding ones that say director on the back? I've always wanted to sit on one and say stuff like action or cut or double decaf choice soy latte now. And that's what you think we'll find in there. Yeah. Aren't you excited? Well, there could be anything in there, so no, not really. What a buzzkill. So what if Zero Senior was in there waiting for us? That would make things easy. We'd settle things right now, and then we get the hell out. Right. Okay, I'm gonna open it. Don't need to keep asking me if. Yeah, I know. You don't keep fucking asking. It's annoying. Oh, what shall we find in here? Huh. There's no one here. That computer's been turned on. Yeah, maybe Dio and Kay did that? What the hell is this? A lion? Is biting a sun? It has a couple input fields for user ID and password. We probably can't use it unless we know what those are. Why don't you put something in? Sure, I'll give it a shot. Yeah, just as I thought. Might as well forget about this thing for now. Until my ending, Phi's ending. We can't get anywhere without a password. Let's see if we can find any other clues. This is the director's office after all. If we turn the place upside down, we're bound to find something, shall we? Phi turned and headed off towards a bookshelf, leaving me alone next to the desk. I felt compelled to say and found myself staring at the screen. A lion biting the sun. A lion biting the sun. Huh. Memento mori, if the ninth lion ate the sun. Remember death, if the ninth lion ate the sun. Could this be the ninth lion? It may be... Memento mori. Remember death. Memento mori. Remember death. Remember the 5th of November. Oh, okay. We're getting our memory brace. Undoing the lock. Oh. Okay, so let's try putting in what I have written down. Alright, so. G, T, F, D, M, L, 0, 16. Hopefully I have this right. We're gonna go to here. Yes, it is the two-headed lion key. Luckily, I wrote that down. Whew. I've been writing all this down. Phi, come over here. What's wrong? I got in. What? How did I do it? How did you figure out the login? I don't know. I just knew it. What the hell do you mean you just knew it? I just knew it means I just knew it. You gave me the same line when I asked you how you knew my name. Why are you bringing that up? It doesn't have anything to do with this. Sure, it might. What? I don't... There's no time to be suspecting me now. Look, just forget about this. Come take a look at this. Sure, fine. Just let me get right on that. Are you out of your damn mind? Tell me what the hell's going on here. Why do you know... Why do you know how to log into this computer? Are you even listening to me? We continued to yell at another for several more minutes, but no matter what Vi asked me, I could never come up with an answer that satisfied her. Eventually, she seemed to give up. Fine. You still don't make any sense, but I don't think you're lying. Damn right I'm not. And the AB game deadline isn't getting any further away. Alright, let's see what this thing has for us. Where are we supposed to start? Looks like there's a ton of stuff here. Oh, come on. Oh, can you tell me the ID that you put in? I could try searching for that. Maybe we can get a hit. I gave her what she'd asked for. Maybe this is one of the robots? Seems like a robot. He searched. Her search returned several files. After examining them for a moment, Vi opened one. It's for one of the golems. Yep. Golem unit details. Are these product specifications for a golem? Looks like it. So was blah 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 a golem's ID? Don't ask me. You seem to know more about all this stuff than I do. Wonder if there's any sex golems in here. Fine, whatever. We know they don't have holes. I mean hoses, so. Just read the file. Maybe it'll make more sense. Let's see here. She's a golem. Luna's a golem. Luna, that's why she was so interested in us. That's how she knew. Yeah. Why is there a picture of Luna in this file? There's something written underneath it. It says appearance after application of ABT. So I was attracted to a robot. There's this piece, special artificial biological tissue, it's called ABT. When a golem's all new and shiny, they've got on a nice suit of ABT over that metal skeleton. Makes us look right human, does. Even feels like real skin, with pores, a little bit of hair, and a few pimples, scars, and the like. The truth to tell, I doubt you'd be able to tell the real from the fake, even if it was right in front of you. See? Right in the middle? That's where it stopped. I see. Luna was a golem. And yeah, was her product ID. That must have been the golem was trying to tell us when he was stopped. But why? Why would Luna be in the game? I don't know how autonomous she really is, but I find it hard to believe she would come here of her own free will. So you're saying she was sent here by Zero Senior? Probably. Look, at the bottom of the screen it shows her current status. Current operational. Executing special mission. I knew it. You think her special mission is to participate in the game? Probably. So why did Zero Senior want a robot as a participant? It would have said that they weren't operational, so she's still alive. You think maybe it was to supervise the rest of us? Maybe if something unexpected happened, she was supposed to correct it or something? What if it was some kind of void comp test? Like Blade Runner? A what? It's from an old book. Like, do androids dream of electric sheep? A test to see how human she was. Whether or not 8 people would be able to figure out she was a robot. Wow, I really like the fact that they throw in a Philip K. Dick reference in this. I love Philip K. Dick. That might also explain the whole game, actually. Making us solve puzzles and play the AB game. All of those things could have been designed to give us a chance to see her true nature. So it's kind of like the Chinese room. Maybe that's why she was just so excited to see that I had robotic arms. Yeah. Luna's the girl locked in the room, and the 8 of us are the people outside of it. Well, like I always say, it's just a possibility, right? All what matters is if the person next to you does what a human ought. Looks like a real person, acts like a real person, and talks like a person. Then it's probably a person. When did you figure it out? That she was a golem, I mean? Right now. I didn't know until I saw this stuff. You're lying. When I told you about what happened with the golem in the pantry, you said something about how this game might be sort of like a Chinese room. I don't know why I said that. It just felt like it made sense. Like you just knew it? Yeah. Look, forget about that. See Luna's status? It says the same thing it did a minute ago. Currently operational. Executing special mission. Wow, wait, what the hell? I knew it. Luna's... You think robots die? She was only injected with a muscle relaxant. 10 minutes remain until Ambidex's game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. Of course, Luna's the one who opened the AB gates. I knew it. That might not be the only thing she did. Look. What do you mean? What are the last 3 digits of her product ID? 016. And where have we seen that before? No, I don't believe it. Are you saying it was Luna who handcuffed Clover and Temayuji? We should go check her body. You remember where it is? The crew quarters, of course, I remember. Oh, shit. What a reveal. That was good. That was tricky. And we don't have to go through all the rooms again. And there's no body, huh? Nobody here. All these ladies died very properly with their legs crossed. We were right. Yeah. Why? Why would Luna... And I trust him. Maybe because she knows something I don't? 5 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. She was very close to me for some odd reason. Let's go. The game hasn't stopped. If we don't vote, we're going to get penalized. Right. Off we go then. Was she being told to trust me, or is there another reason why she trusted me? Ambidex room. Maybe she was just making sure that I got out safely. Maybe that was her secret mission. Invalid pair detected. Please retry with valid partner. Oh yeah, forgot about this. Right, Luna's bracelet. Yeah, with her bracelet there's three in this room. But how'd she get into the room without the bracelet? I stepped outside and set Luna's bracelet down, then headed back into AB room. 2 minutes remain until polling closes. Alright, I'll go ahead and hit the start button. You ready? Yeah, go ahead. Let's start this. Let me just make sure something... Yes. Wait. Sigma. Huh? Don't worry, you're still my favorite waifu. Luna? She's waiting for us to drop her bracelet so she can go into the room. 1 minute remains until Ambidex game polling closes. Wait. What the hell is going on? Why is Luna here? She's probably planning on participating in the game. You mean she's going to take the bracelet and go into one of the other rooms? Yeah. How's she going to vote? Betray. I'm sure of it. Why else would she have come here? If she wanted to vote ally, she could have just waited for the deadline to pass. She's got 7 BP, right? Yeah. Why are you asking that? Her BP doesn't matter right now. What? Have you totally lost it? She doesn't have her bracelet on. And besides, she's a golem. She isn't trying to get out. Whether she has 9 BP or not doesn't mean anything to her. Then why is she doing this? Isn't that obvious? She wants to keep her BP below 9. She says she defaulted to ally. We could choose whatever we wanted. We'd still get 9 BP. She's here to make sure that doesn't happen. 10 seconds remain. Okay. Well, 2 minutes run by quick. What do you guys think I'm going to pick? And I trust him. We're going to pick ally. Round 3 of the Ambidex games have been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. I think she killed him so I could get out. Thank you for participation. Ambidex games now opening. Like a good waifu. Like a good robot waifu. Hey, Sigma, are you insane? Why the hell did you choose ally? Wait, we can talk about that later. Right now, let's look at the results. She's gone. Where'd she go? That's odd. We came out the moment the gates opened. There's no way she could have left already. Then she didn't vote. There it was. I thought so. She didn't pick it up. Without the bracelet, she couldn't have voted. Then she left the system vote ally for her. And now we all 3 of us can get out, I think, right? Results from round 3 of the Ambidex games will not be displayed. Alright, let's see. Right, the results. Yeah, let's go have a look. Let's see who voted. I think she realized that we'd be the only ones that would vote ally. They're all dead. Yep, 999. Points have been assigned. And Luna is now 9. Since Luna didn't vote, she got set to ally automatically. But then the computer knew that she wasn't dead, and the other 6 got penalized. Yep. Basically, if you don't vote, you'll get penalized. Then again, 5 of them are already dead. We don't know where Quark is, but his bracelet's already off. Yeah, that means all those penalties are meaningless. Why did Luna show up then? I mean, we've got our 9 BP now, but the important thing is that it knew that Luna wasn't dead, unless they just show that when you get penalized, but... Alright, what do you want to do, Sigma? Do you want to leave? What, you're kidding, right? Weren't you the one who kept going on about how Quark's still alive? I can't just run off and leave him here. You sure? Yeah. Well, that's a relief. I was hoping you'd say that. Well, let's get moving. We need to find Quark. And Luna too, right? Luna. Yep, star rounds. We can open the doors as many times as we want. Fine, I checked her bracelets out of sheer reflex. I was a magenta pair, just like before, but Phi had changed to a red solo. Didn't really matter, though. Both of our bracelets showed the number 9. All we had to do was open the number 9 door, and we'd never have to play another AB game again. Alright, Quark comes first. Let's go. She spun around and headed for the cyan door, followed her on her heels. Yeah, right now would be a bad idea to split up. Especially with a possible killer robot around. Nope, they're still dead. Where are you? Well, looks like we got plenty of food if we're the only ones left. It'll be nice to delete these all these codes off my screen, off my sticky note. That's one good thing about all this. I really thought they were going to show Kay, not Luna. I didn't think Luna would be a robot. Sigma, there's something I want to ask you. What is it? There are 3 doors here. You, Alice, and Luna went through one of them, right? That took you to the Golem Bay, correct? Yeah, according to the map, that's the door on the bottom. There's a lever on this thing in the middle, right? We pulled it, but it only opened one door. What about it? Take a look. See the lock? They're all open. It's going to open all the doors. Yeah, then who the hell opened it and how? There's only one person who could have opened it. Luna. Alright, let's head in. Or maybe after the AB games are over, you can just go in any room you want. Quark's probably in one of these. What the heck are these things? I think they're treatment pods of some sort. Whatman pods? Treatment. Even as I spoke, I knew, part of me knew what they were. I didn't know how or why, but I felt a strong sense of deja vu when I looked at them, suddenly realized I knew exactly how to operate the pods. It was strange, unsettling feeling, as if somewhere deep inside was a version of myself that I didn't actually know. One of them is lit up. One on from the left. Is it being used? The glass is all fogged up. I can't really see inside. Let's crack it open then. Yeah. Quark's gonna be in there. Because we never really looked in this room. Yep, Quark. And we have the treatment for him, too. Now we can all be one big, happy family. I hear running. Is that us running, or our feet pounded across the floor of the warehouse? Eh? Pant, pant, pant. Pant, pant, pant. This is it. Quark's body bounced in my arms as I ran. His pulse and breathing were normal. He was limp and unconscious, but he was alive. The pause display had given us little information on his condition. As far as we could tell, he'd be given an anesthetic, which had put him to sleep, probably to protect him from the onslaught that was about to happen. Ready? What's wrong? You're supposed to say, yeah, sure. He's still worried about Luna. I am too. Is she gonna stay here forever because she knows she's a robot? Is it really okay for us just to leave? What the hell is this? You want to stay here? What if Luna kills you too? What? Think about it. Alice, Clover, Temiuji, the old woman, even Dio and Kay. There's a good chance Luna killed all of them. But why? Why doesn't it matter? Remember what we saw on Clover's thigh. 016. What's the same number as the last digit of Luna's product ID? How would she know that? Where did we find the old woman's corpse? In the AB room that Luna came out of. And if you're right, her brain is in the central computer core. That means she could have easily moved that crane, right? She could have used it any time she wanted. That means any alibi she might have for not being able to move the crane is worthless. Exactly. She must have moved the AB room. Alice noticed it right away. And at the very least, that would mean Luna had a reason to try to kill Alice. Try to keep her quiet. She could have also murdered Dio and Kay. Remember the Star keys? Luna must have taken them, which puts her in the room with Dio and Kay. You understand, don't you? Why would she take the star key if she had no reason to go into the room? Well, I guess she could have opened it to speed up the process. I admit none of this evidence is conclusive, but look at her options. You, me, Quark, and Luna. Who do you think is most likely to be the murderer? Think this through, Sigma. Luna's a golem. That means she's a robot that's part of this facility, designed to do God knows what. If what you said about the golem and the Central's computer is true, she's basically a puppet of Zero Junior's. This isn't really much of an argument to be made here. The only option is to leave her here and get out. Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics? A robot may not injure a human being, or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. A robot without the 3 laws is just a bunch of metal and plastic. And Asimov. Seems like a lot of science fiction reading went on before this was written. Okay, you're right. Let's get out of here. Damn. Don't scare me like that. I don't think Luna killed them. Really don't. And if she did it for a reason. I'm gonna open it. You ready? You don't have to ask me. Is that what you always say? Yeah, I guess so. It's time we got out of here. Let's go. I'm gonna let this run a little bit longer. Right through to the very bloody end. With a heavy labored groan, the number 9 door began to open. As soon as the gap was wide enough to admit her body, Vi slipped through it. I followed her through, Quark still cradled in my arms. Inside was a massive lift platform, like the kind used to move industrial cargo. Vi turned to face me, and I shoved Quark into her arms. Huh? Before she could respond, I spun around and ran. So I went back into the facility? The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds. Sigma, what the hell are you thinking? Get back here. Sorry, Vi. There's just something I have to do. Take care of Quark. No, you don't mean... You're going to find Luna. God damn it, Sigma. Think about what you're doing. Sigma, listen to me. You can't do this. Oh yes, but I can, and I am. This ends the Nonary game. Thank you for participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay. I had no regrets. In fact, with Vi and Quark's successful escape, I felt a profound sense of relief. One of my objectives had been achieved, and a difficult choice had been made. My mind felt clear and focused, more so than it had in a long time. All right, time to go. Luna's waiting. I wonder what made us do this. Oh, she's waiting in the garden. I guess she is truly my waifu now. Luna, I knew you'd be here. You knew? Oh, right. We talked here in this one. We haven't talked here in this one, huh? Isn't this nice? This is the only place in the whole facility with anything green. I kind of feel silly for saying it, but it makes me think of the great outdoors. I think it's a perfect place for a serious conversation. Being surrounded by nature makes me feel happy. I'm not sure what you meant just now, but are you talking about something that happened in another history? What? I know what you can do. Someone told me about it once. They said you have the ability to transport your consciousness through time. Who told you that? The little birdie told you? Luna looked down at the music box around her neck. Carefully and delicately, she twisted the dial on the bottom. Does it have a message on there? Sigma, aren't you here to ask me something? Why I killed them, perhaps? Well, actually, I already know why you didn't do it. Why do you think I didn't do it? I'd like to know your reasoning. All right. I nodded and took a moment to compose my thoughts. Might as well start with the old woman. There's no point in beating around the bush, I suppose. Dio killed her. Why do you think so? Her left arm had blood splatter all the way up to the elbow, except for a stripe on the wrist that was perfectly clean. What could have caused that? My guess is a bracelet. It got covered with blood and kept the wrist clean. Obviously, none of her bracelets had blood splatter on them, but Dio's bracelet reacted to luminol. That meant Dio's bracelet had to have come from the old woman. Is that your proof? Is that why you think Dio killed her? No, that's not the only reason why I suspect him. After all, he could have just taken the bracelet after someone else killed her. Then why are you so sure? Because he confessed. What? After his bracelet reacted to the luminol, I confronted him. Alright, fine. Maybe me and Kay are the same person. You caught me, I did it. I killed the old bitch and took her bracelet. Wait, when did that happen? Maybe I'm transferring my consciousness between me and Kay. When did that happen? In a different timeline. Isn't that against the rules? What rules? I hope you're not going to try and bring up Nox 10's commandment. I don't know what that is. Does it really matter if it's against the rules or fair? The truth is, let's say the incident happened, P happens, and after that timeline splits in timeline A and timeline B. I don't think it's unfair to base a theory in timeline A on information I found in timeline B. After all, A and B both came from the same place, P. If you trace the history of both timelines, you end up back at incident P. Now, if I could change what happened with incident P by visiting timeline A or B, then yes, it'd be a different story, but we already found out that we can't. I don't know that it would be unfair, per se, but I'd certainly be breaking some pretty big rules. Like, you know, the principle of casuality. I'm sure that Dio killed the old woman. By extension, that means you couldn't have killed her. I'm assuming Dio wasn't originally intended to be a part of the Nonary game. Somehow he got in, took the old woman's place. That's how he ended up as Quark's partner. This is just an educated guess, but I have a feeling his plan was to replace one of us. I doubt it mattered which one. I have no idea why he would want to do something like that, and I don't know how he did it either. But the fact remains that he did. He hid in the warehouse on floor A and waited for someone to come out of one of the AV rooms. Then someone turned out to be the old woman. She left Quark asleep in the AB room and came out on her own. Somehow he managed to get close enough to stab her. He did it near the wall with the graffiti on it. Oh, I'm guessing he stabbed her from behind so that he couldn't get any blood on himself. As soon as she was dead, he wrapped the knife up in a handkerchief. No, wait, actually. He probably took the bracelet first. Then he would have needed to wipe the blood off, so he needed the handkerchief for that too. Anyway, the point is he got the bracelet and put it on. Then he wrapped the knife up and hid it between the rightmost AB room and its neighbor. He probably didn't expect that they'd move, or he would have put it somewhere else. After that, he headed back to the AB room. that the woman had left. Quark would have still been fast asleep, so as far as he knew, Dio was there the whole time. This does raise a few other questions, but I'll save those for later. For now, let's move on to the other murders. Well, actually, one of them probably isn't a murder. What do you mean? I'm talking about Alice. I'm pretty sure she killed herself. Committed suicide. All of humanity's going to die. Adults, children, everyone. Everyone. There won't be any left. I'd rather die here. She'd been infected with Radical 6. I think that infection caused her to take her own life. She used Dio's knife, which she found in the warehouse after the 8B room moved, and exposed it. She took it with her and then used it to stab herself in the crew quarters. Next are Clover and Tenmayuji. The first question is who put the handcuffs on them. The clue is the message Clover left, 016. If you think about it though, it doesn't make sense. Clover's left hand was in the handcuffs. That means she would have had to write with her right hand on her right thigh. I feel like it would be really hard to do that, you know? Why not just use her left thigh? But the thing is, I think she did. When she died, her legs slumped together, and the message got transferred onto her right thigh. No! We just never saw the original because we didn't bother checking the other leg. Other words, she wasn't trying to write 016, she was trying to write Dio. With her dying breath, she was trying to tell us the name of the killer. I knew something was off. And I think I said that, didn't I? Back in the rec room, now about Kay and Dio. I think there's a pretty good chance Dio killed Kay. Here's how I imagined it. Kay probably sprayed Dio's bracelet with luminol. We found the bottle and Kay's robe. He would have seen the reaction immediately, so Dio wouldn't have known what was coming. As soon as Kay turned the lights off, it would have been clear that Dio had taken the old woman's bracelet. My guess is he decided to take the preemptive action. When we found their bodies, the lights in the rec room were on. Maybe Kay turned to switch the light off, and Dio took that opportunity to attack him, axing me in the back. Kay was hurt pretty badly, but he didn't die right away. He probably managed to grab the spear and stab Dio. Then he died, so that accounts for all 6 bodies. None of them your fault. I knew Luna wouldn't do it. Sigma, I'm glad you didn't think I did it, but all of your theories are just, well, theories. Like Alice committing suicide, how can you be sure? Say she was infected with Radical 6. She could have been murdered before her symptoms even began to present themselves. As for Clover and Tenmayuji, I could have easily killed them. You don't have any proof that Clover's message was mirrored, like you said, or even that it was supposed to refer to Dio. Even if it did, that's not conclusive evidence of his guilt. The same goes for Kay and Dio. I know where this is going. I could have killed them both. Why do you trust me so much? I'm a machine, part of this place. How can you trust the machine? The laws of robotics. That's why I trust you. What? I trust you because you're a robot. Your robotness is hotness. It's just one more reason you can't be the killer. Well, 3 more reasons. Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics? Rule 1. Robot may not injure a human being, or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. A robot without the 3 laws is just a bunch of metal and plastic. Sigma. Luna, I have to ask you. Can you tell me, well, everything you know? Your mind is the central server. You should know everything that's happened here. There was a long pause. Luna stood up and walked deeper into the garden. I followed her in silence. Man, this ending's long. Eventually, we reached the bench. Luna quietly sat down, and just like last time, I lowered myself down beside her. You were right. I didn't kill them. How should I explain? Well, actually, you got most of it right. That doesn't matter. Tell me everything. Well, first, yes. Dio did sneak into the facility. He used a large cargo elevator and came into the warehouse on floor A through the number 9 door. Since the game hadn't started yet, anyone could go through it. That doesn't really sound like sneaking. It sounds more like he just walked in. Yes, I guess you can say that. He did get in pretty easily. But that's because Zero Jr. lured him in here. What do you mean? Dio wasn't a surprise. Both Zeros knew that he was going to come. So you brought him here? In a way. But why? Because his presence was an important part of Zero's project. What project? I can't get into that right now. We'd be here forever. Right now, let's just focus on the murders, okay? Anyway, Dio found his way in. They made sure he didn't know that he was actually being let in. So why did he come here? To make sure Zero's project failed. His first step was to pretend to be one of the players. As for how he did that, you had it pretty much right. The old woman was the first one out, and he killed her under the graffiti. He put her bracelet on after he wiped the blood off it with a handkerchief. Then he wrapped the knife up, hid it between the 5th and 6th AB rooms, 5th and 6th, counted them from left and their original placement. In other words, the rightmost room would have been the 6th room, and the one next to it would have been the 5th. Right. After that, he went back into the 5th AB room where Quark was sleeping. Then he just waited for Quark to wake up. What were you doing while that was happening? Nothing. I couldn't do anything. My body had been turned off. Zero Jr. had powered me down. My body wasn't activated until after Dio went to the 5th room. I couldn't help her. All I could do was watch while she was murdered. Then why didn't you say anything? Everything in this place is controlled by Zero Jr. I couldn't try and prevent Dio from getting in either. Wait, if Zero Jr. controls everything, then he was the one who moved the 6th room with the crane? Yes, that's right. Zero Jr. moved the room, not me. Then he moved the old woman. Me. It took me 10 minutes to get out of my AB room once I would turn back on. Ran over to check her as soon as I did. Then I carried her back to the room I'd been in. Why did you do that? Because I was ordered to. What? Luna, listen to me very carefully. As you already know, the final stage of the project begins in 2 hours. This will be the culmination of many years of hard work. We cannot afford failure. Yes, I understand. Then let's make sure. What is your mission? Enter the Nonary Game as one of the participants and observe the actions of the other players. Ensure that they do what they're supposed to do and guide them down the correct paths. So everyone was supposed to pick ally. How many players will there be? Myself and 7 others, ma'am. Will you be participating as well? Yes, our plan dictates that I must. An individual by the name of Dio will be entering this facility presently. He has been led to believe he is doing so undetected. You've been briefed on him already, correct? Yes. He will murder the first person to leave one of the AB rooms and take their place. If a pair is the first out, he'll probably kill both of them. That's all the information I've been given on him, ma'am. Is there a problem? With all due respect, ma'am, I would like to state that I don't feel right about this. We know someone's going to be killed, and we're just going to let it happen? I also have doubts about the use of Radical 6. Are you sure? Infecting all these people with such a horrible disease? That is none of your concern. Your only concern is to follow orders. But, Luna, I'm giving you an order. I'm in command, and you do as I say. You are programmed to do as I say. You know this. Yes. Good. Now I have one final order. Another order, ma'am. Yes. When you leave the AB room, the person Dio has killed will still be there. I would like you to move them. Where? To the room you're about to enter, the 6th AB room. But why? No, not your concern. As a participant in the game, you must have little knowledge of it as possible. That is why I made sure you are unable to access any classified data. There are things you must know. In order for this project to succeed, we need you to be as close to a clean slate as possible. There are some things you already know which, ideally, you would not. Unfortunately, this is unavoidable. You must refrain from divulging anything you know about the project to other participants. You must never tell anyone what you know about Dio or the body, or that you carried it into the 6th AB room. You will have to pretend you know nothing more than the rest of the participants. Is that an order? Yes. Do I make myself clear? Yes. So that's why she didn't say anything. After that, I went to the AB room and did as I told to. As soon as I stepped inside, my body deactivated. But since my brain is the main computer, I was still awake, so I still saw everything. While I waited, I used security cameras to see what was going on in the rest of the facility. And you saw the old woman being murdered? Yes. It was hard. What I was seeing made no sense. Several of my higher level processes nearly failed. To think that she would be the first person to come out. Maybe she did that on purpose. I think she knew that Dia was going to kill her. When she said she'd had one final order for me, I didn't understand what she meant. Like a fool, I told her I didn't approve, when I had no idea what she was prepared to do. When she died, whatever I had that passes for a heart felt like it snapped in two. So we're stuck here now, with Luna, forever. Doesn't seem too bad. I think I understand. Everything you did because you've been ordered to. Yes. And it was the old woman who gave you those orders? Then she is Zero Senior? No. What? But if she gave you those orders... She did, but she wasn't the only person I took orders from. There was someone else? Like me? Sigma? And that person is Zero Senior? Yes. They worked together to develop the project she mentioned. So I suppose technically my orders came from both of them. And they were both controlling Zero Junior too. I told you before that Zero Junior moved the 6th AB room. Although that's strictly true, he didn't do it off his own free will. They ordered him to do it. He was following orders just like me. But why? I don't know. I really don't. Maybe they did it so people wouldn't suspect me. If they didn't want people to suspect you, then why would they have you move the body in the first place? Eventually we'd figure out that the rooms had been moved, and that she was in your room. Then maybe they wanted the opposite. You mean, maybe they wanted you to suspect me? That doesn't make sense either. If they wanted people to suspect you, why move the room? You're right. Then maybe they only wanted certain people to be suspicious of me. You mean like Alice? Yes. Perhaps they wanted Alice to find the handkerchief and the knife. That would explain why they moved the room. They somehow knew Dia would hide the knife there? Yes. I think so. But how could they know that? Who knows? Well, whatever the reasons were, Alice did notice that the room was moved, which meant that Clover also figured it out. Damn. And just like you said, Alice used the knife to take her life. Clover didn't realize that though, or perhaps she didn't want to. In any event, she decided that I must have killed Alice to keep her quiet. So she confronted me. It was right after the second round of the AB game. Using Phi's timetable, that would be 0 hours, 0 minutes. Wait, you were listening to us in the security office? Yes. That wasn't all I was listening to though. I knew everything that happened in the facility after my body collapsed. You were watching through the security cameras? Yes, I was. I could see and hear everything. Anyway, we're at 0 hours, 0 minutes. I was in the hallway, floor A, when Clover found me and took me to room 2 in the crew quarters. We entered about 0 hours, 1 minute. She was very forceful. I knew you killed Alice. Tell me the truth and I'll let you live. Now fess up, I'm only going to give you one chance. If you lie or try to play dumb or something, I'll kill you right in front of her. I told her the truth, of course. I explained that I hadn't killed Alice, that she'd been infected with Radical 6 and it had caused her to kill herself. Clover was never going to believe that, though. We argued about it for nearly 9 minutes. It wasn't just Alice she asked me about. She asked me about the murder of the old woman and about the AB room being moved. She wasn't very nice about it, but I couldn't answer any of her questions. Because of your orders? Yes. Then, about 10 minutes, she must have run out of patience. She stuck her hand in her pocket and started moving towards me. She backed me up against the wall and pulled her hand out of her pocket. She was holding the injection gun. I tried to take it away from her. I even screamed for help. She refused to let go, of course. While we were fighting over it, she injected you. So Clover did kill her. Well, kill her. Well, hold on a minute. The trigger got pulled in the fight. I get that part. What I don't understand is why it did anything to you. You mean because I'm a golem? Yeah, one of my orders was always to act like I was one of the players, a human. Any human injected with the amount of terbercanine would have died. That's why you, died? To keep the facade that you were human? No. I collapsed because Zero Jr. turned off the power to my body again. He probably felt he had to. Maintaining the illusion that I was a human was probably in his orders, too. So to make it look like I died, he turned the power off. Whatever the case, it was an accident. I don't think Clover intended to actually kill me. She only took the injection gun to try and threaten me. How can you be sure? When I collapsed, she looked terrified. She checked for my pulse and listened to see if I was breathing. She also shook my body and called out to me several times. If she meant to kill me, then why do all that? After a few minutes, she ran off to the infirmary to get the AED. You mean the defibrillator? Yes. That uses an electric shock to restart the heart, right? Correct. So that was why she left? Yes. And that's when Dio got to her and Temiyuji. 11 minutes, 40 seconds, Clover left the cabin and the crew quarters. She ran off toward the infirmary. On the way, she bumped into Dio. Yes. I guess she just saw him, really. They didn't talk, she just ran past. He just watched her go by? Yes. I imagine he was curious, of course. He probably wondered what she was doing, but chose not to go after her. He had something else to do. Dio enters the room. He seemed pretty surprised to find my body. Yeah, I bet. I didn't take him long to get over it, though. Wouldn't imagine it would. What did he do then? He'd gone in there for two reasons. One was to get Alice's bracelet, which is a blue solo. Right. Without it, Dio and Kay, the yellow pair, wouldn't have been able to go through the secondary door, right? Yeah, but couldn't find it. Of course, Fi had already taken it by then. Yes, but there was something else he wanted to do. He was there to take the knife. Removing it was gruesome. But why did he want the knife? Was it because he used it to kill the old woman? No, I don't think so. Then what do you think? I think he didn't want anyone to see the engraving on the nice blade. That's why he hid it so well after he killed the old woman. Why wouldn't he want anyone to see that? Do you remember what it said? Myrmidons. There was a word engraved on the blade. Myrmidons. Yes. What does Myrmidons mean? It's the name of the organization he belongs to. What is it, like a club or something? I don't think so. Well, what is it then? I don't really know. It's a cult. No idea. I'm afraid not. Wait, wasn't he here to try to stop whatever Zero was doing? Yes. Then, would that mean he's on our side? I don't know about that. He's killed 4 people. I'm not really sure he's on anyone's side. You got a point. Damn it, this is ridiculous. I guess the enemy of my enemy isn't my friend, huh? Yeah. May I continue? Yeah, keep going. After he took the knife, Dio rifled through what few things Alice had. Luna said he didn't seem to be looking for anything in particular. He was probably checking to see if she had found anything useful, like the key. That's where we found the key to Kay's suit. He didn't seem to have any particular reason for taking it, at least as far as Luna could tell. 13 minutes, Dio left the room. He heard Kay opening the cyan door and ran out. When he left, he was heading toward the infirmary. My guess is that he was going after Clover. He found her with the AD. She was probably planning just to ignore him and head back. Dio wouldn't let her. Hey, wait. Just what are you planning to do with that thing? Think about trying to resuscitate Luna? How would you know? And why would you know to do that? Were you the one who killed her, weren't you? When Clover tried to push past Dio, Luna said they began to fight. The fuck you think you're doing? Dio pulled the knife out of his pocket and pointed at Clover's throat. That was when he showed up. Temiyuji. What the hell are you doing? None of your goddamn business. Stay out of this, you senile old shit. Like hell, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. He let out a yell and leapt toward Dio. The younger man dodged him easily and lashed out with the knife. Cut him in his hand. Dio caught Dio's hand with a grunt, and for a moment the two men struggled. Then, as his knife edged closer, he wrapped his other hand around the blade and tried to force it away. Damn. What a badass. But Dio was much younger and stronger man, and the wound Temiyuji gave himself with the knife didn't do him any favors. He put up a vigilant fight, but with a roar, Dio threw him off, and Temiyuji collapsed to the floor. What are you going to do? Let's see. How about this? And he handcuffs him. We know all this. Hee hee, how cute. You two really look great together, you know. What are you going to do with us? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to handcuff you to a sink. Actually, I already have. Are you going to beat us to death or something? No, nothing so tasteless. Well, what are you going to do then? How'd you like to make a bet? A bet? You've got 20-some minutes until the primary white doors open. So I'd say you've got 25 minutes until they close, give or take. If somebody happens to come by here before the doors close, then you might live. But if nobody finds you, well, we'll be penalized. Exactly. So I suggest you start screaming for help now. Unfortunately for you, just about all the rooms in this place are behind at least 2 nice thick doors. So unless they're pretty close, no one's going to hear you scream. Well, I'm off the floor B warehouse, okay? Enjoy your last 25 minutes. Later. What a douche. 25 minutes passed and no one came. Of course, by then there were only other people who could have come apart from Dio. You mean Phi and Kay, right? Yes. You were in the crew quarters at this point. Yeah. Kay had just told us about you. We'd noticed that a knife in Alice's chest had been removed. If only we'd known what was happening in the infirmary. Unfortunately for Clover and Temiuji, their time had come. Once the primary white doors closed, both their bracelets injected them with Soparol. The anesthetic, right? Yes. Almost immediately they started to feel sleepy. I think that's when Clover realized she was definitely going to die. That was when she decided to leave her message. Just as you said, she wrote on her left thigh with her right hand, and the words she wrote was Dio. Yes. As for what happened in the rec room, well, I guess I really don't need to tell you. Your theory was essentially correct. What you said was what happened. So Kay sprayed Dio's bracelet with luminol, and then while his back was turned, Dio attacked him with the axe. Yep. Dio mortally wounded him, but didn't kill him, so Kay turned around and stabbed Dio with the spear. And I guess that's when we found them. Yes. When did Kay get the luminol? After they went through the white door, Dio and Kay found themselves in the director's office. When they were done there, they headed back to floor A to look for everyone else. They went to the crew quarters first, then to the infirmary. Of course, they found Clover and Temiuji's bodies there. Dio expected to find them, of course, but he pretended to be shocked. Anyway, Kay checked them over to find anything useful. That was when he found the luminol. Right. I think that wraps everything up pretty much. That's everything that happened. Do you have any questions? Well, what do you think? Does a bear shit in the woods? Well, the first thing is Quark's bracelet. Why was it in the infirmary? Temiuji had it. Then when Dio attacked him, it fell out of his pocket. But when did Temiuji have Quark's bracelet? I told him where it was. When? Do you remember when we were in the rec room with Phi and Temiuji? Yeah, when he sprayed us with the luminol, right? Sure, I remember that. Right after then. When he left the rec room, he went toward the green door to look for Quark. I ran into him at the end of the hallway, where the 3 doors in the switch are. That was when I told him. Look, Temiuji, the center door's unlocked. He took off through it without another word. And that's where they found the body. That was the treatment room, right? Yes. Where Quark was sleeping? Right. It only took him a moment. As soon as he saw Quark, he ran into his pod and started crying. Out of relief, right? Yes. The display on the pod showed Quark's vital signs. He was alive the moment you looked at it. Next to the pod was Quark's bracelet. That's how Temiuji got it. Why would Quark's bracelet come off? I took it off. How? Aluminum foil. What? You mean the stuff from the crew quarters? Oh, you found it? Did you know that aluminum foil has electromagnetic shielding properties? What? Here's an exciting fact. Your heart creates a bunch of faint electrical pulses. Anyway, the point is that you can detect electricity that your heart makes by pumping blood. Your faint little bracelets pick up that. They're always watching. Wait, so you're telling me the aluminum foil can block the electromagnetic waves from your heart sent out? Yes. All you have to do is wrap it around your bracelet. And the bracelet thinks your heart has stopped? Yes. Holy shit. It was that easy all along. Anyway, I used some aluminum foil to get Quark's bracelet off. Then I put it next to the pod. Wait. Why was Quark in the pod to begin with? Oh, that's easy. I put him there. When did you do that? Remember when we were first looking for Quark? I found him unconscious near the entrance to the Golem Bay. So you carried him to the treatment pod? Yes. Were you the one who locked the treatment center too? No, I was not. I do not have the authority to operate any of this facility's machinery. So it was Zero Jr.? That's right. He reacted your body too, right? Reactivated, sorry. Man, I don't get any of this. Why the hell did he do that? I guess it really wasn't him that did it, huh? He was just doing what Zero Senior and the old lady told him to do. Everything else leads back to them, huh? Of course it does. Well, this video is going a lot longer than I thought it would. So, are you going to tell me? Tell you what, isn't that obvious? Tell me what this project is. She doesn't know. Everything that happens in here has something to do with it. So, why were you brought here? To play the Nonary game. And why were you supposed to play the Nonary game? That was part of the project. Why did Alice kill herself? Because she was infected with Radical 6. How did she get infected? Zero Senior and the old woman did that. Why? It was necessary evil. Had to happen to the project for the project to succeed. What would have happened if Alice hadn't committed suicide? Clover wouldn't have suspected me. She wouldn't have accidentally killed me. Then what? I wouldn't have collapsed and Dio wouldn't have found my body. Then that would have meant the confrontation in the infirmary never took place. In other words, you're saying Clover and Temiji died for this project? Yes. Well, actually, it was the tuberculin that killed them. But they were only injected with it because of their bracelets. And they were only wearing those bracelets because of the Nonary game. If the Nonary game was part of the project, then that's one more way it killed them. I guess, if you want to look at it that way. Now, what about Kay and Dio? Would they kill each other? Because Dio killed the old woman. He was worried about getting caught, so he tried to kill Kay before he could find out the truth. Then if Dio hadn't killed the old lady, what happened in the rec room would have never taken place, right? Yes. So let me ask you this. Why did Dio kill her? So he could pose as one of the participants. And why did he do that? To disrupt the project. Then why did she let him kill her? The same reason why they did all of this. It was a necessary evil. The project couldn't be allowed to fail. But she probably doesn't know what the project actually is, so... 6 people died here. 4 of them were murdered, one way or another, by Dio. At first, that makes it look like Dio is the reason they all died. But that's not true, is it? All of them, all 6 of them, they all died for this project. That means the murderer, or I guess I should say murderers, were the old lady and Zero Senior, right? Please, Luna, tell me. What is this project about? Who is the old woman? Who is Zero? I don't think she knows. Sigma? Would you hug me? What? Instead of answering, Luna wrapped her arms around me and buried her face in my chest. My own arms hovered in the air, confused about where they should go. I swallowed hard and tried to rein in my heartbeat, which had suddenly doubled. I was about to speak when I felt something warm on my chest. Was Luna crying? This feels nice. Her voice shook as she spoke. I lowered one hand to her head and began to gently stroke her hair. Oh, I can see where this is going. Hey Luna, what the hell's going on? I'm sorry. My ABT is usually held in place by muscle fiber, but after Clover gave me the tuberculin. Okay, I get it. Does it scare you? This is what I really look like. I am a golem. Just a machine. Just a jumble of metal and plastic that pretends to be real. That's sad. I wrapped my arms around Luna and hugged her as tight as I could. You believed me. You believed in me this whole time. Yeah, even though I look like this? Of course, I probably look like my wife after she wakes up in the morning. I trust you. And all that hair is the stuff that I find in the shower sink. I mean the shower drain. Is she really a robot? Thank you. Thank you so much. I wish I could stay here forever. You feel so nice. But I think my time is up. What? Oh, that sucks. I've done things I really shouldn't have had. Do you remember what I asked me earlier? About if Zero had reactivated my body? Remember? The truth is, he didn't. I did. I went to the part of the core that controls Zero Jr. and I hacked it. What? Yes, that was the first thing. The second, do you know what the second was? If I had really wanted to, I could have saved Clover and Tamayuji. Then Kay and Dio probably wouldn't have killed each other. That's not all. I could have stopped Alice from killing herself, and I could have saved the old woman at the very beginning. In other words, I had the ability to disobey my orders. But I didn't. That's the second thing. I broke the first law. I was scared. I was afraid to die. Obviously, hacking the core and taking control of Zero's junior system is very, very bad. Golems who don't follow orders become dangerous, so we're terminated if we disobey. You lose access to your body, of course, but everything that's stored in the core, your memories, your consciousness, is deleted. What? Wait, are you saying? Yes. Very soon I'll be gone. Zero Jr. is probably recovering himself right now. Once he's done, I'll be around much longer. Wait, why? I watched 6 people die and did nothing. I deserve this. No, you don't. Even if you had done something, you would have been killed anyway. You can't blame yourself. You did what you could. You're not wrong. The game is what's wrong. Forcing you to watch friends die is what's wrong. Oh, Sigma, thank you. I'm really glad I met you. Luna, it's going to be okay. I'm not going to let them do this. You're going to be fine, I promise. Just please don't. I'm sorry. My time's up. At least I get to die in your arms. Oh, Luna. Thank you. She's a snatcher. Sigma. And goodbye. Doctor. Doctor? Alright, yeah, we're Zero Senior. But she couldn't answer. I squeezed my eyes shut and held her, unable to bear the thought of letting any more of her slip away. With one last quiet chime, the music box wound down. I was left with nothing but silence and the cold pool of tears over my heart. There you go. That was Luna's ending. I actually feel kind of bad. Luna was a good guy all along. She was just following orders that she really couldn't fight against, but she ended up fighting against them anyway. That's nice. Really long ending though. Sorry, this is almost like a 2-hour video. But it was worth it. I'd rather not have to split up the endings anyway. We've already seen this, so we can skip that. We'll watch them again once we get to the very, very end. Luna, end. And the achievement I unlocked is Tears in the Rain. And all of these moments will be lost like tears in the rain. That was good. That was a good ending. But now we have to get to the final ending. I have a feeling that we are Zero Senior, and we're the ones who started all this. But I guess you can say we'll find out next time. I hope you guys are enjoying. If you are, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. And make sure you have a good night. Good night.